Good evening, I'm Heather Kahn. Coming up in just 1 minute on the Fox 25 News at 10, 90210's Bad Girl is now a bride. We'll have that story next on the news.
Word on the street is that the new Jam 94.5 plays today's hottest music.
What's going on?
Today's hottest music.
Hot. Best music in town.
Jam after jam after jam. The new Jam 94.5. Find today's hottest music.
They got it going on
the new Jam 94.5.
Live, 30 minutes of news, weather, and sports. This is Fox 25 News at 10.
Beverly Hills has a new bride, but 90210's Shannon Doherty got married so fast, she didn't have time to get a wedding dress. The Boston PD hopes a healthy reward will bring someone forward as officials continue their search for a cop killer. And our top story, skinny dipping but no sex. A Bay State priest accused of rape claims he is innocent. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Kahn. First up on Fox 25 tonight, no, I did not. The phrase uttered over and over again today by a South Shore priest accused of raping an altar boy more than a decade ago. Father John Hanlon, who is on leave from St. Paul's Church in Hingham, took the stand today in his own defense. As Fox 25's Susan Davidson tells us, the charges date back to the early 1980s when Hanlon served at St. Mary's Church in Plymouth.
Taking the stand in his own defense, Father John Hanlon portrayed his accuser as a troubled child from an alcoholic home who he attempted to help as a teenager.
He disobedient and lie, fighting with his siblings, not wanting to go to school.
The priest admits in the early 1980s taking the St. Mary's altar boy to his Scituate cottage overnight, saying the teen was there to help him paint the cottage. Questioned by his defense attorney, Father Hanlon acknowledges he slept in the nude and that the two shared a bedroom. But Hanlon insists they did not share a bed and he did not rape the boy.
Did you at any time try to penetrate?
I did not.
Did you penetrate?
No, I did not.
Father Hanlon also admits he took the boy to his chalet in Vermont and that they went to a nearby nude beach.
What did you do when you went to the beach?
We went skinny dipping.
But Hanlon insists he never touched the boy sexually. During cross-examination by the prosecution, the priest acknowledged he took his accuser's brothers and at least half a dozen other boys to the nude beach and some on overnight trips.
Father Hanlon, isn't it true you engaged hotel room with one bed to sleep with a young teenage boy?
No.
From Hanlon's nephew today,
Just see this as a case of this is another priest, let's lynch him. I just think it's a lynching.
Father Hanlon's attorney won't rate his client's testimony on the stand, saying he'll leave that review up to the jury. In Brockton, Susan Davidson, Fox 25 News at 10.
An Allobro woman has pleaded not guilty to charges she tried to cut off her lover's penis. Police say Cheryl Hart used a razor to try to inflict a 2-centimeter deep cut in Joe Meneses last month. The victim took himself to Merriam Hospital, and while the treatment was certainly not pleasant, doctors say it could have been much worse.
Certainly, if the laceration is deep enough, then it's going to require the care of a urologic surgeon and presumably a vascular surgeon and some microsurgery techniques.
Authorities say Hart, who was having an affair with Meneses, thought she had contracted a sexually transmitted disease from him. Well, a number of women's rights groups in the Bay State are raising a red flag tonight over the possible appointment of a court official. But former State Trooper William Lozano's hearing before the Governor's Council was not what those advocates expected today. As Fox 25's Tom Melville tells us, Lozano won strong support in more than one circle.
My wife and I are almost on trial.
But former State Trooper William Lozano was not on trial. He was on a public job interview before the Governor's Council. The council votes next week on his nomination to be clerk magistrate in Lowell District Court. If he gets the job, he'll deal with many court matters, including restraining orders for battered women. But Lozano's background concerned women's groups. Lozano's wife filed for divorce 3 times, but never followed through. She listed cruel and abusive treatment as grounds for divorce.
33 years of marriage to my wife, Nancy, who was seated behind me. Any allegation, rumor, or concern that I abused her are absolutely false.
Nancy Lozano confirmed her husband's story, claiming she only cried cruelty and abuse because the old Massachusetts law required her to list her reasons. Counselors accepted the explanation, saying 4 agencies investigated Lozano and found no evidence of abuse.
I would commend him highly to you.
A string of witnesses, judges, lawyers, a former state attorney general praised Lozano, his sensitivity, and his qualifications. At the end, the women's advocates said they look forward to working with Lozano.
All of the praise for Lozano had an impact. After the hearing, one counselor had a prediction of just what next week's vote will be. He said 7-1 in favor of giving Lozano the job. In Boston, Tom Melville, Fox 25 News at 10.
A former Bay State lawmaker is now a 2-time loser in his bid to become a judge in the Quincy District Court. Governor Well pulled out all the stops today in hopes of getting Jack Flood voted in by the Governor's Council, but even a personal appeal didn't help. Flood's nomination went down again on a vote of 4-3. This time around, Flood lost the support of one council member who originally voted for him. All right, now it's time to check on the Fox 25 first forecast with Tim Kelly. Tim, what do you have for us?
Voting for more sunshine tomorrow, although it's going to be the coolest day we've seen so far this early fall season. A brisk Thursday, drop about 10 degrees off today's highs, 49 in the Worcester Hills to 55 in the cities and along the seashore. Outside tonight, might as well be last night's satellite picture. Clouds in the mountains and to the west. Clear skies along the coastal plain. Temperatures plummeting. Already 39 in Keene, 54 in Boston. Little widespread frost is tomorrow night. Tell you all about the 5-day forecast coming up in a few minutes. Heather?
All right, thanks, Tim. A wildfire in Southern California has consumed 22,000 acres of the Los Padres National Forest and shows no signs of slowing down tonight. Daytime temperatures of 100 degrees and low humidity are adding fuel to the fire. It's fed for 5 days on brush and timberland in the rugged terrain of Santa Barbara County. More than 3,000 firefighters from as far away as Idaho and Montana are battling the blaze. Checking other news around the nation tonight, L.A. cops are on the lookout for someone who promises to terrorize the department until Lawrence Powell and Stacy Kuhn, the men convicted of violating Rodney King's civil rights, are put away. Last night, an officer from the anti-gang unit and a suspect were seriously wounded during an attack. The shooting came just 1 day after someone faxed a note to the department threatening to kill 1 white cop a day until the 2 are behind bars. Well, there's a new juror in the Reginald Denny beating trial tonight. Closing arguments wrapped up in Los Angeles today in the case against 2 black men accused of trying to kill the white truck driver. No official word on why the juror was given the boot, but a defense lawyer says the man discussed the case with neighbors and was clipping newspaper articles. A Planned Parenthood office in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is in ruins tonight after someone threw a firebomb through a window. No one was hurt, and damage is estimated at about $130,000. Investigators are looking into whether abortion foes may be to blame, though the office only provides family planning services and does not terminate pregnancies. Still to come on Fox 25, Boston cops come up with a reward for information about the killing of one of their own. And some Tennessee folks roll into their capital to protest the president's health care plan.
Thursday. Hello, Homer. I'm George Harrison.
Get ready for the rock and roll reunion of the century.
Since when did you write a song?
Shut up! On The Simpsons season premiere. Then, can a carefree bachelor raise 2 orphans by himself?
I love that ponytail.
David made it!
An all-new Sinbad show.
Told you not to take it off when company comes over.
And it ain't the honeymooners.
Hey, Ralph! What's up?
It's an all-new in living color.
Thursday, beginning at 8 on Fox 25.
There's one radio station that's made for listening while you work. Magic 106.7. No hard rock, no boring elevator music. Just continuous soft rock with hardly any talk.
106.7 WMJX.
Try Magic wherever you work.
Looking for a great deal on a great car? Well, your nearest Nissan dealer's the right place, and now is the right time. It's Nissan's 93 model year-end clearance. Now's the time to make your best deal on Altima, the #1 selling new car nameplate introduced this year. Or save up to $2,000 with factory-to-dealer incentives on trucks, Maximas, and the rest of the award-winning Nissans. A clearance like this only happens once a year, and this one is happening right now at your nearest Nissan dealer.
Maybe there's an island for you. An island so unique even the trees bend to your wishes. Where people smile before they say hello. You may not feel a drop of rain, but you'll walk on water. Maybe you'll just hang around doing nothing. Or maybe not. Whose island is this anyway? Aruba, an island all your own.
A $25,000 reward is out there tonight for anyone with information leading to the arrest of a Boston cop killer. The top brass held its daily briefing today to announce the new incentive and to dispute some media claims that John Mulligan's girlfriend is a suspect. Fox 25's Craig Treadway has more now on a department battling both a heinous crime and a host of conflicting stories.
At this point, this car, a 1984 Volkswagen Rabbit, appears to be the only major lead in this case. Police say they want to question the occupants of the vehicle about what they may have seen the night Detective John Mulligan was shot and killed as he sat in his car early Sunday. Today, the department officially ruled out Mulligan's girlfriend, 27-year-old Mary Shopov, as a suspect. But an otherwise tight-lipped police department and a hungry press have resulted in wide speculation about a motive in the case. And information leaks, like the one that led to a Boston Globe report this morning on an unknown woman as a prime suspect, have frustrated Commissioner Bill Bratton.
We will feel no obligation to respond to any allegations, information being provided by unnamed sources.
But Mulligan's lifestyle has also served to fuel the speculation. His expensive taste in cars. He owned this Corvette and Acura Legend. His love of real estate. At one time, he owned 8 units in this luxury condominium in West Roxbury and was reported to be heavily in debt. But the concern generated by a lavish and perhaps controversial lifestyle is lost on Mulligan's neighbors.
All what I know that he was a very nice guy, and we all liked him here, especially the kids.
We used to get along because we used to discuss about our cars. He used to love his cars, and I love mine. And that's where we had our meeting point.
In the midst of the speculation is the burning question. If his personal dealings, financial woes, or aggressiveness as a cop didn't contribute to the death of Detective John Mulligan, then just what did? Craig Treadway, Fox 25, News at 10.
A Western Massachusetts bank robber has given the term getaway vehicle a whole new meaning. Anthony Garofalo of Holyoke allegedly held up this Northeast Savings Bank in Springfield in a wheelchair yesterday. Garofalo, who was allowed to hide from cameras in the courtroom today, has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The prosecution says the teller recognized Garofalo because he tried to rob the same bank 2 years ago. He was paralyzed when a liquor store owner shot him during a robbery in 1991. Wheelchairs were out in full force today in Tennessee as dozens of physically challenged people protested President Clinton's new health care policy by rolling their wheelchairs through police barriers and storming the Opryland Hotel in Nashville. About 100 people were arrested and are facing trespassing charges. Checking news around the globe tonight, Russian hardliners holed up in Parliament, have Uzis, machine guns, and could provoke violence at any time. That warning from the nation's deputy security minister. Earlier today, the government warned of possible, quote, serious consequences unless opponents of Boris Yeltsin leave the building by October 4th. President Clinton again today threw his support behind the Russian leader. Libya may be ready to turn over 2 suspects for trial in the Pan Am Flight 103 bombing. The Libyan government says it's dropping its objections to letting the pair stand trial in Scotland, site of the 1988 crash that killed 270 people. Relatives of the crash victims say it could all be a ploy by Muammar Gaddafi, since Libya faces tougher economic sanctions as of Friday. Another strong sign from the White House that the Clinton administration wants us out of Somalia. Defense Secretary Les Aspin now says the U.S. needs a withdrawal date for its troops. Aspin also says America wants to see 5,000 UN troops from other countries sent into Somalia, adding U.S. combat forces should be used only for emergencies and not routine patrolling. Still ahead on Fox 25, Tim Kelly checks in with the forecast, and 90210's bad girl becomes a bride, but she barely knows the groom. Don't go away.
Dear Roseanne, my husband never listens to me. What can I do? Would you like to take this one, Dan?
What was that, honey?
Very funny, Dan.
Dear Becky and Darlene, I'm a 15-year-old girl. Is there anything I can do to get my curfew extended to midnight?
Ask for a 2 a.m. curfew and negotiate down.
Dear DJ, I don't get any allowance. What should I do? Go on strike. Refuse to be cute in front of company.
Weeknights at 6 on Fox 25.
Critics have declared The Program the best football movie ever. It's an orgy of helmet-crashing, mud-stomping, in-your-face football. The Program, rated R, now playing at theaters everywhere.
You know, at Tweeter, we don't carry every single television in the world. Just the best brands and the best values you'll find anywhere, and in every price range. Take this Sony 27-inch color TV for under $600. Or this Sony 32-inch XBR Square TV at over $2,000. We'll show you why each of these models has absolutely the best picture and most useful features for the money. With so many brands and models to choose from, wouldn't you rather cut to the chase and buy a set that you know is a great value? Now, if only the rest of my life were this easy.
Looking for a great deal on a great car? Well, your nearest Nissan dealer's the right place, and now is the right time. It's Nissan's 93 model year-end clearance. Now's the time to make your best deal on Altima, the #1 selling new car nameplate introduced this year. Or save up to $2,000 with factory-to-dealer incentives on trucks, Maximas, and the rest of the award-winning Nissans. A clearance like this only happens once a year, and this one is happening right now at your nearest Nissan dealer.
Tonight, Chevy welcomes his special guest, actor Sam Elliott.
Plus, Yasser Arafat sings his favorite Yiddish folk song.
Tonight at 11. Cops, weeknights at 10:30 on Fox 25.
For your information tonight, the big three automakers are working together to make a more gas-efficient car. President Clinton announced the plan with the heads of Ford, Chrysler, and GM today. Each automaker will triple the gas mileage of one of their models within the next 10 years. The project is getting money from the Defense Department, the Energy Department, and NASA. Well, if you are overweight during your childhood, chances are you are unlucky in love and in money. A new survey in this week's New England Journal of Medicine says obese people are 20% less likely to get married and 10% more prone to living in poverty. The study randomly surveyed more than 10,000 people in 1980, then talked to them once again in 1988. Despite this week's warm weather, the flu season is just around the corner. Some health officials say this year could be the worst ever. They say there's a new strain of one of the most deadly forms of the virus, A. Beijing, and not even people who have had the A. Beijing virus before are immune. Hopefully an early flu season won't mean an early winter.
That's bad news. It seems like an early winter outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, though, every season this happens. You get to this point, you say, oh, man, it's getting cold fast. But I look back in the books, and it was a year ago tomorrow that the first flakes of snow flew around the Northeast. So we're right on schedule, as there may be some flurries up north tomorrow. What a day today, though. Fine day. We got the big harvest moon in the sky, and today we have some shots of some cranberries, which are being harvested right now. Beautiful pictures through the, what are those, dandelions? And there's the cranberry bogs. This is a wet harvest here. The tart berry that the Pilgrims found so much of and didn't know what to do with. Well, Ocean Spray has certainly found things to do. Every kind of juice in the world now is made with cranberries, it seems. And they're all ours. The cranberry capital of the world, right here in the Northeast. Here in the Northeast, also a spinning mass of clouds. Fortunately, though, getting pretty much hung up in the mountains. But there's a little piece of energy, and this piece of energy is shown by a blue dashed line. I call it a trough of low pressure. That's going to be swinging through here tomorrow. So we're going to see a few more of those big puffy clouds, and the sun will be mixed. So that means there is a chance for a shower. Partly sunny tomorrow overall. Could be a slushy shower with temperatures only in the 50s and the freezing level up only a few thousand feet. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. But not a bad Thursday. Here's the forecast outside tonight. We have the harvest moon up there. It's pretty moon. It's pretty chilly. Temperatures the upper 30s, some of the far inland valleys, to 48 in the city. Tomorrow, it's going to be a partly sunny day. Could be a sprinkle, 49 to 55. And the outlook calls for fair weather Friday, 60 degrees, and then in the 60s over the weekend with partly cloudy sky.
All right, chilly. Thanks, Tim. Well, she's one of Fox's hottest attractions. Now Shannon Doherty has attracted the son of a Hollywood star. Doherty has become the wife of Ashley Hamilton, son of actor George Hamilton. 90210's Brenda reportedly took the plunge in a silk bathrobe and no shoes. She's 22, Hamilton a mere 18. The two have known each other for an entire 2 weeks. When we come back on Fox 25, she may be small in size, but she's unparalleled in the humor department. Mike Adams horses around with former Olympic gymnast Mary Lou Retton. And Bart's back. The Simpsons' new season is right around the corner. We'll talk with the man who makes it all happen. Don't go away.
Where's your science fair project, boy?
I thought I'd investigate the effects of cigarette smoking on dogs.
And world events that's expansive, hard-hitting, and always on top of the stories that matter to you. Plug into New England's news channel, New England Cable News. Call now to see if you're getting it.
Maybe there's an island for you. An island so unique even the trees bend to your wishes. Where people smile before they say hello. You may not feel a drop of rain, but you'll walk on water. Maybe you'll just hang around doing nothing. Or maybe not. Whose island is this anyway? Aruba, an island all your own.
There's one radio station that's made for listening while you work. Magic 106.7. No hard rock, no boring elevator music, just continuous soft rock.
.7 WMJX.
Try Magic wherever you work.
Hey! That doesn't miss.
If I may, the Canine Academy is conveniently located. We train show dogs that... No! Dealing with destructive behavior is our forte.
Sit down, you little puppy!
The 9X Yellow Pages. It's surprising what the ads can tell you.
I'm not only the Academy president, I'm also a client.
Right now, during your New England Ford dealer's Value Leader Selling Event, you'll save hundreds on America's #1 selling small car, the Ford Escort. Which means right now is a great time to make room in your garage. Ford Escort, the value leader, gets better gas mileage than Chevy Cavalier, has more passenger space than Honda Civic, and is priced over $2,000 less than Corolla or Civic. So hurry into your New England Ford dealer and make room for a new Escort today.
Tonight's Sports with Mike Adams is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers.
And we have one of those tie score, we want the high score situations at Fenway.
5-5 right now. Red Sox and Tigers just trying to get through it all, Heather. Like the last few days of school before summer vacation. They know they got straight C's this year. Both teams, the Sox just happy they didn't flunk like they did last year. Let's go to Fenway Park, where Chad Kruger, oh, look at Sparky, huh? Is he cute? Chad Kruger, the home run, in the 4th inning, put the Tigers ahead by a score of 4-2. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, Tony Pena came up. And when was the last time you saw Pena drive in anybody? He singles, John Valentin scores, and it would be a 4-4 game. Skeeter Barnes' throw, not in time. Tied up. Mike Greenwell would have to tie it again as the Tigers were ahead 5-4. Mike Greenwell singling home Jeff McNeely to tie this game at 5, and that's where they stand right now at Fenway. Let's check the scores from the rest of the American League. There you see the tie. The Yankees ahead by 6 in the 8th inning. Also, Toronto losing by a run to Milwaukee like it matters to them. Seattle 2, Chicago nothing. Griffey with his 44th homer in that game. Texas all over Oakland, and Minnesota by a run over California. Let's go to Atlanta. Land of the free, home of the Braves, where the first-place Braves trying to put a whole game between themselves and the Giants. Fred McGriff, the crime dog. I'll tell you, the Braves are 14-1 when McGriff has homered for them, and they're leading right now. McGriff with home run number 36, followed by back-to-back, boing. Dave Justice, gone, number 39. It's 6-3 Atlanta in the 8th inning. Meanwhile, earlier today, the Giants dropped a game to the Colorado Rockies. I guess they took them for granted. Nelson Liriano hits it out for Colorado, his 2nd of the year in the 1st inning, 1-0. Then Darryl Boston. He had 2 home runs today. The Colorado Rockies win by a score of 5-3. Sorry, Giants. Elsewhere in the National League, It was Houston losing, or they are losing, still going on to Atlanta, 7th inning. A couple other scores for you. Goose eggs in New York, Pittsburgh and Philly. Pittsburgh's on top by 4 runs, and Montreal is shutting down Florida 6-0. Who could possibly forget the charming little Olympic gold medal winning gymnast Mary Lou Retton, today in the area to promote a line of natural cosmetics? I was one of many folks who turned out to say, hello, Mary Lou. It's the first time you've ever signed Bronny, Mary Lou?
Yeah, it is.
Probably the last time ever, too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
She's 4'9"? I'm a giant compared to her. Are you with me on this? I'm 5'9". I'm a giant.
Oh, watch out! Don't smear the autograph. Careful, careful. That's Mary Lou Retton signed those Huggies. I mean, not Bronny. What do you think? You want to buy that? Hi. Want to see something really cool? Mary Lou Retton signed my Bronny.
All right. She's still in here?
She's in there.
Good. I made it.
Hey, she'll sign anything. Want to see something cool? Mary Lou Retton signed this.
Yeah.
No, seriously. No, don't run away. It's true. I swear.
What?
Mary Lou Retton signed my Bronny.
Oh, it's okay.
No, it is okay. It's great. Hi. What do you think I should get Mary Lou Retton to sign for me, aside from the Bronny? Should I make it?
Toothpaste.
Milk toothpaste? That's a great idea. What do you think? You know that Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventing dentifrice when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care?
Hey. I don't know this lady. Here's you.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. Oh, no, not you,
I swear
guess.
this is the last thing. If you could just sign this, Crest, you have such nice white teeth. And could you make it to Howard? Could you?
I told you I only find naturistic stuff.
Oh, okay. Do they make a toothpaste?
Oh, he's crazy.
I don't know what she meant by that, but she's a nice lady.
I know just what she meant. Thanks a lot, Mike. All right, well, America's favorite little bad boy, Bart Simpson, and his quirky family open their 5th season in your living room tomorrow night on Fox 25. The Simpsons will host special guests this year like Michelle Pfeiffer, the Ramones, and Ernest Borgnine. I talked to Simpsons creator Matt Groening about the huge success of his Emmy Award-winning cartoon with both young and old.
Well, I always had this theory that kids would like animation because there's just so little on in the evening, and they like all this horrible stuff, so why not something good? But I didn't know if adults would give cartoons a chance, just because I thought, it's all kiddie stuff. And what we've tried to do is do a family show in a new sense. Usually family entertainment is something that won't offend Junior and confuse Junior and won't, annoy and anger the most cantankerous conservative member of the family as well. And what we try to do is do jokes on each level.
All right, let's talk about the show now. Thursday night, give us a bit of a hint. What can we expect the premiere to be about?
Homer is in a barbershop quartet that hits worldwide fame, and with Apu, the Quickie Store Mart owner, and Principal Skinner and Barney the Barfly, has a magnificent Irish tenor. We got the Dapper Dans, a real barbershop quartet to do the music, and it's a really wild, funny show. I'm especially proud of this one.
Groening says the show is based on his family, but he insists his dad doesn't eat quite as many donuts as Homer Simpson does. And that'll do it for us for this half hour. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Cops is coming your way next. Then it's Chevy Chase. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow night at 10.